Well, here we are again. All right, so pretty sure, not pretty sure, hoping that this is our issue. Got the new lift pump all put together, ready to install. Got the old one out. It's just connected by the fuel line down below, underneath. I have to go in and undo that already, but we already unhooked the electrical connector, got the bolts out. Little 3/16 on the socket for the hex head bolts to get those out, and then a 9.5 or 3/8 millimeter, 9.5 millimeter or 3/8 inch quick connect tool to pop it loose right there, and then it's just reassembly backwards the other way. Super simple. Need to be sure to lube up your O-ring before you do assembly, and once I get the lift pump put back together, we're going to yank the fuel filter out. Now keep in mind, it was roughly 3,500 miles ago I changed that filter, but I ran 3 bottles of that algae eater and 2.5 gallons of seafoam, and then a bunch of 2-stroke oil as an additive, just to kind of replenish the injection pump and the injectors in the system. After running the seafoam through there, I wanted to re-lubricate everything. So we'll see what that looks like. In the meantime, me and the kid are going to get the lift pump installed, and then we'll yank the filter out, and we'll see you guys in a minute. All right. Make sure the microphone, yep, it's working. All right. So, got the old one completely off. And, like I said, this is that 3/8 quick connect line. And then it's just 4 bolts and the electrical connector. There's signs that was leaking. There's a good amount of moisture going on underneath the truck. So I'm hoping that that was leaking out of somewhere, and we'll get it fixed. Kids over here working on the last 2 bolts, and let me tell you, I love having a small set of hands around. I went under there, got the quick connect on, tightened up all the fuel line, helped with one of the bottom bolts. He's working on the last 2 so we can get that put back together. Now, something worth noting, this style lift pump only works, or only came in, as far as the 3rd gens, the 2003 and the first half of 2004. If you're outside of that, if you're past that, if you're the second half of 04, your lift pump's going to be in your fuel tank. On top of that, you now have an EGR system, and the way they did that was changing the way the cam worked, and it forced the combustion chamber to work as a type of an EGR system. It created a whole lot of issues, and that's why they quickly went to the 6.7 instead of the shut up instead of the 5.9. Teenagers, right? Anyway, so I'm going to go back to giving him a hand with that, and then I'll pick the camera back up as soon as we get in there and get the fuel filter out that only has 3,500 miles on it, and we can see what that looks like. Okay, so got it all put together. Here's the filter at 3,500 miles. It's not terrible. Honestly, probably could still get a good deal out of it, but if you look in the pleats, right here where I pry them open, you can see it's been pulling a bunch of black stuff. It's not super dirty, but it is dirty enough. And like I said, you can see where it's been pulling algae and grime and everything, because 3 bottles of the algae dissolver, how much of that did it break loose? How much did it actually dissolve? I don't know. Did it really do anything? I don't know. Is it snake oil? I don't know. And then 2.5 gallons of seafoam. Not at once. It was under seafoam's directions of how much per gallon, and I just did it through. It took me like 2.5 days, I think, to burn it all out. So 2.5 gallons of that, and then the algae eater. I just wanted to change the filter because. So now we're going to prime this thing up, and we're going to check for leaks, and we're going to cross our fingers that maybe this truck is finally happy. All right, got it back together, got it started up, no leaks. It seems like it's smoking less. Now, keep in mind, I still have my mixture of all the two-stroke oil in there, so it's not going to not smoke. Didn't hear nearly as much of that rattle coming out of it, and yeah, less smoke, less rattle, no leaks. So great, we made progress. Now, is this another one of those situations where it got better but it's going to go back to crap in a little bit? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully I can get a dispatch on something tomorrow, because today's Sunday, and then we'll see what the situation is. Also, not only do I have new tires just in time for winter at all 4 corners, but my front drive shaft showed up yesterday, which is good because this thing hasn't had 4-wheel drive since I bought it. So next, I get to put in a front drive shaft. That'll be fun, right? Shouldn't be bad. Shouldn't be bad. Hopefully it came with hardware. If not, I talked to the guy at O'Reilly. He said that they carry the bolts for it, so I can just slap those in and it'll all be good. All right, I'm going to pick up my mess, get the drive shaft out, see if it came with bolts, yada, 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 all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys later. All right, so here we are a couple days later. And I think we finally got to the root of the problem. Why did we take it off? Yeah, the injectors that we just put in, in August. The injectors we put in August we're taking back out. So here's what happened. Put the lift pump in, and it actually made it worse. So I think what happened is all of these parts, the fuel control actuator, the lift pump, the everything, they were going bad. So convenient that I replaced all of those, but after replacing the lift pump, the truck got worse. I took it down to a diesel shop right down the road. Great guys. Worked with them a couple times. Outstanding, like good old boy, ma and pa kind of diesel shop. And I'll take those kind of mechanics every day. I do what I can myself if I'm capable of doing it myself. Yeah, that one's the 8. The other ones there's 10s. I do what I can myself. So I went down there and talked to the guy. Hey, I think that one of my injectors is bad. Just bad from factory. Will you, whatever you charge me, hook your computer up and tell me which one's slobbering. And he goes, yeah, sure, no problem. He goes, I'm not going to charge you anything, but I'll go out there and I'll hook it up. And he hooks it up, and it won't talk to it because the transmission isn't talking to the computer. It just thinks it's in neutral all the time, and it wants to be in park to run the test. So it wouldn't run the test. But he sat there and troubleshot it with me we spent about an hour. And again, didn't charge me anything. Just a good old boy out there helping out where he can. And he told me about a couple of different charity things he's done, helping out families, this, that, the other. And those are the kind of shops that I want to, when it comes down to, like, if he had said, hey, it's $100 for me to hook this up, great, here you go. Just because of the type of person he is, the stories that he told. Just a good dude, the kind of place you want to give your business. He goes, but based on what your truck is doing, the way it's acting, the amount of smoke that's coming out of it, the color of the smoke, the everything, because I think you have the wrong injectors. Because this is a 2004, and 2004 is a split year, and there was big changes between 3 and 5. Well, the lift pump is a 3. The lack of emission, EGR, this has no emission equipment from factory. That's an 03 thing. There's a bunch of different things that have all said this is 03 engine, so the early 4 production, and it was built in April, so it should be early 4. So when I ordered the injectors, I ordered the early 4 injectors. Well, turns out the injectors on this thing are supposed to be 05 injectors. So when I ordered the injectors off the website, it was 2003 to 2004.5. That's what this truck is. So those are the injectors I ordered. Because I ordered them at like 11 o'clock at night. If you guys remember, I was in Nebraska at the truck stop, Grand Island, and I ordered them there. So called them up. They ran the VIN, and he goes, "Nope, that truck should be the 05 style injectors." I said, "Okay, so what can we do? Because I've installed these and I've ran them." And he goes, "Take them out, mail them to us, and as long as they test good, like they're not damaged, they're good. As long as they're good, we will give you full refund because you ordered the wrong stuff. Granted, not your fault. The way our website is designed is an easy mistake to make." I said, "Cool." So we're taking them out right now. You can go ahead. I have the mic on. It'll cancel that noise out. Yeah, I know. So taking those out, mail them back. I got to pay $50 per injector for testing. So I'm going to be out $300. But they're going to mail me the proper injectors. And I have a set of crossover tubes. So new injectors, new crossover tubes going in about a week. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video out there. And I'll probably start the next one right now. And that way in a week I can have another video out for you guys. So we're well past the 10-minute mark at this point. You guys are kind of up to speed as to what's going on. And based on that guy telling me what it was and then confirming with the VIN, I'm pretty certain that we're going to finally have this truck right. With a new fuel control actuator, new lift pump, all the other things that I've replaced, which were probably getting worn out. He was able to test the injection pump, the main one, and it was showing a 1% deviation from the FCA to the rail pressure, which means the injection pump is in great shape, working great. So that's great news. So we're gonna get this torn apart, and I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, I appreciate you coming on this journey with me. And for those of you out on the roads, I wish you fair winds and following seas. Take care and have a great day.